You have to be willing to be uncomfortable, to experience discomfort, to grow. So for you to be a high valued woman, a woman of value, a woman who brings something to themselves, brings something to the table for their own sake, because when you see the deep essence of yourself, then I'm telling you guys, it's home run from there. It's just Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so happy you guys get to come back. I'm so happy to be here, sharing yet another video. So today we're talking about how to be a high valued woman and radiate feminine energy. I want to just say it right here. When you talk about high value woman, we're not talking about you to transform yourself for you to be noticed by a man. This is just your inner work. Or even women demeaning men, if you're a man here, okay? The day you stop listening to such things, you think it's just a song. You think you can just listen to this song and it's completely putting a woman down or talking so badly about a woman, and you think you can dissociate yourself. You can't. Let me tell you, what you listen to is very, very, very important. What you watch, which films are you watching? Which podcasts are you listening to? Which films are you watching at the moment? Because you want to, as a high valued woman, your moral standard should be up here, okay? So everything else has to meet you up here, not you coming down to meet the unquestionable thing low down here, okay? So you have to be intentional in what you consume, so that you build your mindset around things that are going to grow you, that are going to be positive, okay? A high valued woman is always holding herself accountable, okay? You're self-aware, okay? We said I'm going to talk about this, you guys, I'm going to talk about self-awareness, because you cannot hold yourself accountable if you're not self-aware. So you have to be at a place where you know what is happening in your life, so that you can hold yourself accountable for the things that are happening in your life, okay? So this means you will really find yourself shifting blame, because there's always a part that you've played in whatever outcome that you have gone through, okay? So it's very important when you're making a decision to acknowledge. You have to acknowledge if they are good or bad, okay? You have to also get to a place where you ask for forgiveness. If you wronged someone and you are self-aware and you hold yourself accountable, then you're able to go sit down and really reflect on what you have done for that particular day, or how you've wronged someone, and be able to reach out and apologize, okay? Because you are self-aware that how you moved with that person, or how you approached that person was not the best. It did not reflect you at your best place. For you to be a high valued woman and radiate feminine energy, you must be willing to fight the discomfort, okay? Because let me tell you, there is no growth without discomfort. You will never grow where you're comfortable. You have to get to a place where you feel discomfort, but you still keep going. You want to move out of your comfort zone to be able to, grow your life, grow your career. Because let me tell you guys, you can try your level best to look for growth in your comfort zone, but it will not come. Growth does not come when you're in your comfort zone. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable, to experience discomfort, to grow. It's not easy for you to move from one job to another. It's not easy. It's not easy for you to start any business. It's not easy for you to raise kids alone. It's not easy for you to get to a place where you decide enough is enough. I have had it up to here with my own life. You have to get to that place, because your mind will always want to protect you. It will always want to make you feel like, no, what are you doing? We are used to this way. So for you to even to disrupt your life a little bit, your mind will try to fight you. So for you to be a high valued woman, a woman of value, a woman who brings something to themselves, brings something to the table for their own sake, you have to be willing to disrupt your life now and then. You just wake up and disrupt your life, and you're just like, no, we've had enough of our comfort zone here. Then we have to, for us to grow, we have to exit this comfort zone for us to experience an amazing experience. Okay, valued woman, for you to be a high valued woman, have a love affair with yourself, guys. I'm telling you, you cannot be a woman of value if you don't have a love affair with yourself, where you get to a place where you love yourself so hard, so deeply, that you're willing to go into deep ends with yourself to meet the higher self. Okay, to elevate yourself to a certain standard, you must have a love affair. You must be able to sit down and discover everything about you, everything that makes you tick, everything that makes you triggered, everything that makes you who you are, who you want to be. There's a person that you are today, but the person that you are today, if you did a few things, you can become a higher version of yourself. Okay, so you must have that love affair where you want to know yourself deeper, to understand yourself, so that the more you know yourself, the more you love yourself. Because when you see the deep essence of yourself, then I'm telling you guys, it's home run from there. It's just home run. Okay, so continuously have a love affair of discovering who you are, because you are so many things. You're not just one thing. You're not just a mother, you're not just an employee, you're not just a sister, you're not just a wife, you're not just, I don't know what, a friend. You're that and much more. You are all those things that I've said and much more. Okay, so you must be willing to discover yourself. Let me say this. When we were growing up, if a guy loved you, he will pursue you. He wants to know, where do you go to church, who are your friends, who are your sisters, so that he can collide with your sister to give you gifts, where do you stay. Like, he will want to understand a lot of things so that he can pursue you. Nowadays they don't pursue you, but those days men used to put in more work to understand everything about you before they pursue you. That's what I want for you. I want you to start pursuing yourself, to know things about yourself. The day I discovered that everyone is a gem, a mining center of gold and all these rubies and diamonds, for you to discover the gold, the silver, the bronze, the rubies, the diamond, you have to go deeper. They are not on the surface level. You can never find these minerals on the surface level. So you have to go deeper with yourself to get to meet the most beautiful, powerful, the most beautiful, expensive part of yourself that you've not yet discovered. A high valued woman, you must be able to set boundaries, okay? And communicate these boundaries to your friends, to your loved ones, to your partner, to your husband, to your kids, okay? Because what I've come to realize, and upholding this boundaries is a sign of respect, okay? So you must be able to set the boundaries and adhere to them or uphold them as a sign of respect to yourself, not to the other person. Boundaries are not meant for the other person. They are meant for you. Okay? So when you don't set boundaries, you invite disrespect into your life. Because let me give you an example. When you visit someone's home and it's fenced, like they have put on a brick fence, okay, you have to go through the door, okay, because there's a main gate that you have to go through, and there's a security guard who is going to first verify that you're coming to see the person you're coming to see before they open the gate. Okay, so when you don't have a gate in your compound, people can come through in any side or they can use any path, because there's no gate in your home and there's no security guard. Okay, so what boundaries does is it directs people on which path to use when they are coming to your home, right? Yeah. So you when you have a perimeter wall and you have a gate, you tell people this is the only path, this is the only gate you can use when you come into my home, right? So you have to create boundaries so that you do not allow people to disrespect you, because disrespect looks like this. When people come to your home through different paths, like they can come through the back door, they can come through the front door, they can, I don't know, almost jump over, because you have not set boundaries and you have not adhered to those boundaries. Okay, so when you tell someone, when you're coming to my place, the security guard will have to call me. So it means they can not just walk in, they have to call you to tell you they are coming. Is it a bad thing? No, it's a boundary. It is something that you're communicating, that please call me in advance before you come. Because if you come and I'm not aware, the security guard may not be able to open for you the gate. Then it will be a waste of time on your side. So are you seeing what boundaries does? It keeps you, it communicates to other people what you're willing and not willing to allow into your space, into your life. Treat people with respect. My God. Especially someone who you've not even had any, like you demean people. You feel other people are less of, when other people are to be treated better. Okay? I feel in any way you have a choice. You have a choice how to treat people, but for you to be a person of value. Because let me tell you, if you've ever met someone who you respected and you saw them treat their driver or their security person or their, you know, the waiter or the waitress at a restaurant, you sort of lack respect for them, because you're like, I can't understand how you will disrespect someone else just because you deem them to be less valuable. And when I say less, quote and unquote, because I don't understand what you're using to gauge that person's value. Okay? Because we are beyond, we are beyond our jobs, our careers, our position in the society, our position in the government. So for you you have to get to a place where you respect people for who they are, not the position they hold, or where they come from, or how they are related to a certain person. Okay, so value comes from you understanding that is a human being. Be a woman of value. You must get to a place where you're not comparing yourself to other women. Okay, so guys, this is a funny, in the beginning of the video I said something. You are a salad bowl of fruits. Okay, so we have a mango, we have watermelon, we have bananas, we have grapes, we have strawberries, we have all these different types of fruits that we sort of make a salad. Okay, so how can you compare yourself to another person when they are so different from you? Like, this is how I imagine myself. This is how I imagine that anytime I'm coming to create a video, I have to sit down and sit down and write something about that, what I'm going to talk about. Okay, so this is how I imagine. Our maker had to sit down and script each and every person. Script, because you are not Julia, you're not Jane, you're not Claire, you're not Rose, you're all different. But the beauty is, when he was scripting you, he sat down, he knew how he wanted your nose to look like. He knew how he wanted your face to be shaped. He knew how he wanted you to look, your body. And that's why our bodies are so different. We have pear-shaped people. We have what they're called, hourglass, you know, the curvy and the small waistline. Yeah, we have people who are triangle. For you to even think about comparison, it's like sending a message to your maker that he made a mistake when he was scripting you. And he took his time to script you differently, because you're a unique being. You're a different, unique, beautiful being. Okay? So value comes from accepting who you are completely. Accepting that there is something so beautiful about you that is not with the other person. Who you are is not who the other person is. And that's why when you're in a when you have a group of friendship, your friendship is thrives because, or the friendship thrives because you're all different. You have you bring something different to the table. Can you imagine if you have a group of friends and you're all watermelons? And this is hypothetically, I'm using that as just an example. Imagine you all are one fruit. You're all mangoes. The beauty of the salad is putting the mango and putting the bananas and then adding, I don't know, grapes, or adding pineapple juice to the fruits. Okay, so you have to get to a place where you understand your value and understand that you're here the way you are. No mistakes. No mistakes were done when God was creating you. No mistakes. If you, let me tell you how accepting yourself, it something comes out of you beautifully because you've accepted who you are. You've accepted your body shape. You've accepted your skin tone. You've accepted how your face looks like. You've accepted how your eyes were formed. You've accepted how your smile looks like. You've accepted where your hairline starts. You know, some of us start from that far. But you've really accepted. When people approach you and they see you have accepted yourself, you're sitting on your understanding of who you are as a person. You understand that the beauty is not in comparing yourself or trying to change yourself to be like the next person. That's where the beauty lies. For you have to get to a place where you don't compare yourself, my dear. You have to get to a place where you accept everything about you. That's where the beauty comes out of you. Radiance comes from accepting fully who you are and showing up as you are. Okay, with your shortcomings, with your strength. That's who you are. That's the essence of who you are. Okay, for you to be a woman of value, for you to heal part of yourself or to heal yourself and mend the childhood traumas. Okay, I think I talked it on my last video about my anxious attachment style to learning how to be secure attached. Okay, so you have to get to a place where you heal yourself using whatever tools you available to you. You're going to therapy to heal yourself. You're having, if you don't have money to go to therapy, you have God to talk to. You pray about these things because some of these things traumatize the hell out of us. We are here every day. You're fighting your traumas, your childhood traumas. So you have to get to a place where you use the tools available to you to heal yourself. And let me tell you, there's nothing as amazing as the resources available on YouTube. The number of therapists, the number of psychologists that are willing to share information for free on YouTube, it just amazes me. Okay, so you have no excuse not to heal yourself. Are willing to work on your healing and finding and the childhood traumas, things that made you who you are. If you're always shouting and angry out here and you want to beat everybody because of the traumas that you went through, can you imagine? You're missing out on so many things. You're missing out on relationships, beautiful relationships, because people are always avoiding you because they can't stand how you show up. Okay, so you're missing out on such wonderful spaces, to be in wonderful spaces, to be in wonderful relationship because of how you show up. So for you to be a valuable and a high valued woman is you meet yourself at this level, not at this level. So for you to get yourself to a higher value, you have to work on your lower values, the things that are affecting the things between your lower values and your high values. Here is where drama sits. Okay, So you must be willing to work through to get to your higher value, okay? If there's something I learned is that if you don't heal yourself, if you don't get to a place where you heal yourself, you keep bleeding on people who don't even know which traumas you went through. You keep victimizing and abusing other people, thinking they need to feel the pain that you felt. So you have to get to a place, especially as a mother. If there's one thing that woke me to the healing and to discovering things about traumas and healing, was because of my kids. Because I kept telling myself, you're going to be angry at your kids, and they will never understand why their mother was angry. They will never understand why their father was angry, always angry. They will never understand why their father is always breaking things in the house, or why their mother is always fighting their neighbors, right? So you have to get to a place where you don't bleed. Your kids, we don't teach our kids through telling them what to do. We teach them by becoming. If you become, they see who you have become, and then they copy that. You can sit there and talk forever, but if they don't see you in that light that you want to portray to them, it's a waste of time. They will only copy what they are able to see. If they see you calm, they learn how to handle issue in a calm way. If they see you being able to convey, communicate information, they learn to do the same. And then when you grow, when you raise up these children and you raise up your kids in such a way that they're able to communicate, they're able to become in different situations, you're only sending out to the society small humans or big humans who are able to accommodate people, who are able to live and exist with other people the best way, right? So you have to get to a place where healing is paramount. Let me tell you, if you don't do anything this year, just work on your healing. You must learn when to speak, right? If this is one of the things that I realized, everybody knows or they think they have something to say, which is okay. Everyone has the right to the speech. Everyone has the right of speech or the right to communicate what they feel, right? But the value comes in when you know when to speak, right? So let me give you an example. Some people say, I have to speak up my mind. Like, I'm not going to keep quiet. I'm not going to allow someone to walk all over me. And I'm not going to allow someone to, I don't know, I'm not going to sit here and allow someone to disrespect me. Right? So, their trigger is triggering you. Their traumas is pouring onto you. Because they might want to convey a message, but the way they are conveying a message is not where you want to meet them, right? You're here. You're a woman of value or a man of value. You're here. So why will you want to meet someone who is down here? That's what I'm trying to convey. You must learn when to speak. Because if you're here, you're going to wait for this person who is down here to come up here so that you can be able to tell them, I will not accept disrespect. So when they are down here, you allow them to go, you allow them to roll in their own mud, right? And then you wait until they calm down so that they find you where you are. For someone to actually come and shake you from this position to this position, it's not their problem, it's your problem, because you're up, you are here, but you came down to meet them at their lowest level, and then you're like, no, I will never allow them to disrespect me. No, I will not sit down here and be disrespected. No. So you must be willing to allow them to roll in their own mud, and then when they calm down, then you communicate and you tell them what it is that you never want them to repeat again. Are you getting what I'm saying? Yeah? So a woman of value knows when to speak and when not to speak. You cannot always be finding yourself trying to defend yourself. You know your value. When you know your value, guys, when you know your values, I told you, you sit on those values. When you know your values, then you understand. You know when to talk. You know when you're not going to put up a fight. You know when to walk away. because the conversation does not allow you to operate at your higher self. The argument does not allow you to operate at your highest level. So what do? You walk away. And then when they have removed themselves from the mud, they have cleaned themselves up. Now when they're at your level, then you're able to communicate. Understanding how to hold conversations, okay? We said there's nothing as bad as beauty that has not been cultivated in a way that you're more than just your face value. You're more than how you look. You're more than what you present, okay? So there has to be a depth to you, and that means you have to really be intentional about how you're reading culture. You must be very intentional about what you're watching. Is it adding on to you? You must be intentional about the things that can help you be able to hold conversation, deep and meaningful conversations when you're around people, okay? So we're not going to sit and present ourselves a certain way when we do not have depth within ourselves, okay? Another thing is, for you to be a high valued woman, you must avoid drama at all costs. Yeah, let me tell you guys, there's nothing as bad as if you ever find yourself in certain situations that are not pleasing, because you're self-aware. When you leave such situation, you're just like, I acted out of my higher self, my higher being, and that's, you feel bad, you know that was not you, okay? So you must get to a place where you avoid drama at all cost, because they don't add anything to you. So if you see drama coming this side, you run the other side, okay? And I think something else, as a high valued woman, you must be able to have financial resources, okay? As we said, you have to be able to take care of yourself, take care of your basic human necessity. You must be able to also get to a place where you're even able to extend help to other people. A high valued woman should be a woman of self-discipline, yeah? Because there is no being high valued, meeting your higher self, if you're not disciplined in the things that you say you're going to do, okay? So you must keep your word. You must follow through with the things that you're supposed to follow through. You must be consistent. You must be relentless in achieving your goals, in getting everything that you've ever wanted, okay? Because I had a quote that says, discipline is freedom. When you learn how to be disciplined, then you afford yourself the freedom to live the way you want. Let me tell you guys, I have discovering high value. I wish someone taught me when I was in, like, maybe earlier on, to understand my value as a woman, to sit in the power of a woman, and to embrace feminine energy. Thank you very much. If you're not subscribed, kindly subscribe, because why? Here we have a wonderful time talking about feminine energy, and to pouring into ourselves and growing ourselves to be our higher being. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you get to stay, and I'll see you on the next one.